Hello everyone, welcome in. السلام عليكم. بالعربي أول إشي يعطيكم العافية. Before I start, I want to thank our partners, Ministry of Education and Higher Education, QSTP, Qatar Scientific Club, and of course, NuVu team who have been supporting with their experts to come and educate and teach the students that we have got over the past 2 weeks for 4 different studios to get the innovation inside of them. And I have seen an amazing work, and I've seen students that have shifted minds. One of them is my sister right here. She has changed throughout those 2 weeks from one person to another. And I feel like right now she knows what she wants in her life moving forward. And I can see it on several other students too. Let me just note out that we didn't only target school students or high school students for Creative Labs. We've got an enormous amount of inquiries and forms that we received from school students, university students, and we got them all in. One of the situations that I need to mention that happened is that we got 2 little kids that came in that did not receive a confirmation emails that they got a seat in Creative Labs, and they came in and they insisted in joining the program. And they called me because I'm the person who says no to people. And I took a look at them and I couldn't say no, and they got in and they have stayed for the whole 2 weeks, and their project is amazing. You will take a look at it by the end of the closing day. You will see them talking and you'll be blown away. I'm just going to go through quickly what do we have today, and before I go to that, I would like to thank every TA that we had. Mohamed Balbaki, Najiba, Iman, Arij, Taqwa, all of the volunteers that came in to support Creative Labs to move to 60. So the agenda for today, I'm going to welcome the highlight of the day, inshallah, Rama, the president of QSTP, Saeed, the CEO of NuVu, and we will be seeing a couple of presentations that have been chosen to basically present what they have been working on for the past 2 weeks, and after that we'll be moving on to exhibition, and you will see the full 17 projects that came out of those 2 weeks. So without further ado, Rama Chakaki.
Assalamu alaikum wa ahla wa sahla fikum bibaytkum. Ahla wa sahla. Welcome everyone. I hope that you all make QSTP your home. We're very excited to have you, whether you are in high school, middle school, university, or you've already graduated and are in the workforce. طبعا at QSTP, our aim is to try and ignite innovation and make sure that everybody feels connected to tech and to learning by doing. And that's what NuVuX Studios is amazing about. When I went to their studios in Boston, I was really inspired and hoped that we could bring this to the Middle East and be able to have the younger generations learn how to learn and be creative by doing things, not by sitting in a classroom and just reading a book. By a show of hands, how many of you participated in the program? All right. One word, how did you feel about it?
I feel it changed my outlook on how to prototype and how I want my future to be like.
Wonderful. How did you feel about it?
I was, in the beginning, I was like not very sure of the idea, but like through the days, I was very pleased with it, and like my project has outcome.
Okay, and how many of you who attended would like the whole school system to be like NuVuX Studios? All right, everyone, great. So success. Ahla wa sahla again. I'd love to turn this over to Saeed and look forward to having you here on campus all the time, participating in other programs like this. Tafadhal.
Assalamu alaikum. Are you guys stressed? I should not talk to the coaches. Usually for us, being really stressed before the presentation is a good sign. That means you really care about the work, but also you don't want to stop. So you keep. We say this every time. We say pencil down a day before, but that never happens, and everybody is working really late, which means you really care about the projects and you want to do something really amazing. So even when I came in today, it's like the whole energy was really awesome. So it was great. First, I want to thank Rama and her team. We never really go into an organization and within a few weeks we have a program up and running. I think up until a week before the program started, we could not believe that we are actually flying the whole team in here to do a program. So the fact that we were able to do that, it's really a testament to the agility of the organization and how fast it can move. What we are really excited about too is that when we were selecting the studios, this is the curriculum that we have, to select the studios which we're gonna teach here. I think the alignment between the mission of QSTP around innovation and social impact aligns kind of perfectly with our studios. So the fact that we had that alignment made the selection of the studios as easy as possible, because a lot of our studios kind of revolve around the same theme. I want to next thank the team who were still exchanging messages at midnight yesterday. And I think this is what makes the studio really amazing, is that the students are engaged until late in the day. So a lot of them did not leave until 5 or later the last few days. The team is also trying to catch up on all the ideas. So I don't know, with the jet lag and everything, I don't know how that's working out. We'll see if they're going to collapse after the presentation today. But my biggest thanks really in all of this is to the students. It's not always we go into an organization like this or a school and to get students as engaged as you are. So it's pretty amazing, and our coaches really thrive on that engagement. So the more you are able to give, also the more the coaches are able to give. And so that was really amazing to see. And it's amazing to see the diversity of the students. I think that the young and the old and the engineers and the designers and the filmmakers, having all that mix in one place just makes the creative process a lot richer. And you will see during the presentation that the magic of this studio process is that I think the students, if you showed the students now, if they did not go through the process and you showed them the final outcome that you're going to see outside, they would not believe that they actually made it themselves. And this is really the magic of the creative process, is that you come up with this idea, you're not sure about it, then you get a lot of feedback, you start producing a lot of prototypes, you iterate, you refine, you go home, and I talk to a bunch of you who go home and obsessing about the idea, thinking about it, maybe taking to your parents, and a lot of you talk to experts, and then you come back to the studio, you are adding all of these ideas into your project. And suddenly, even in a short span of time, within 2 weeks, you are able to make something really amazing at the end. And so we're gonna show you 3 keynotes at this point, just as a representative sample of the projects that we have. And then we have the exhibit outside, in which you will see the 17 projects that the students have worked on. So hope you enjoy this exhibit. This is for us, every time we do this exhibit at the end, is really a celebration for the students' work. It's a celebration to their kind of engagement and dedication and creativity. And I'm sure it's gonna be amazing. So welcome everyone.
Hi everyone. So for our first studio, it's going to be about games for good. So during those 2 weeks, students designed board games that actually tackled real-world issues, from environmental, educational, social, health, all those crazy and amazing topics. And they were able to actually fabricate and use laser cutting tools, 3D printing, to actually bring their board games to life. So some of the projects we have, first of all, Light Up by Matt, which is a board game about e-waste management and the green efficiency energy. We have Green War, which is about how can we build cities that are, focusing on renewable energy and trying to actually reduce pollution and climate change problems. Talk to Track is a game that is focused on people who stutter, and so it's actually a very good card game that actually boosts people with stuttering problems. And then we have Mastaba Master, which is about promoting English learning. Then Play Prosperity is about it's actually inspired from Qatar's National 2030 vision, and it's tackling how can we actually bring in topics such as social, economic, and cultural developments through storytelling board games. So I'm gonna leave the floor to our Green War project, which is Mahmoud and Haris.
We will now start with our game Green War. Before I start, I would tell you about a problem in the world, which is the carbon dioxide gas. The increase in in this gas have caused global warming effects, and the world is now going to lower this effect. For example, at 2024, they have projected that at 2025, the U.S. government will reduce the carbon dioxide emissions by, for example, 4%, 4.5%, and for the European companies, they have decided that they have vision that they will decrease the carbon dioxide by 0.5%, but these are only visions, not reality. In reality, they didn't even reach half of this vision. So we have to create a game that simulate this process. And Green War is a strategy, cooperative and competitive game. So in this game, we have simulated the renewable energy world and how the company acts between them in the renewable energy sector. They compete between each other. So each company needs to build more plants to be the most powerful renewable energy producer. But in the same time, they need to reduce the pollution all around the world. So if pollution occurs in some territory, it will affect the whole world, not only that territory. So in this game, we have different goals. Each player needs to reach to the 10 green points. What is green point? It's a point that is gained by building so much renewable energy plants, solar and nuclear and wind turbines, and upgrading them. And also you need to compete among the rest of the players. So by the end of the game, each player is a company for renewable energy, and you need to be the leader in the leadership of the rest of the company. And the most important objective is to cooperate with each player to reduce the pollution effect and maintaining it minimized at all costs. These are our first sketches. We have sketched our land, our board that the game is going to be on. We have sketched the tokens, the event card, and the dice that we are going to use. And these are the sketches for the characters that are involved in the game. And Mahmoud, تفضل.
Well, thank you, Harith. Okay, now I will move on to our game manual. As you can see here, we have our board arrangement. We will have normally distributed, which is our resources to build our plans. We have also dices. We have two dice. One is action and one is the weather. Each one has its own properties. We have our game components, which is the hexagon shapes, which is the board. We have two dices, the 15 events cards, and the tokens, which is the solar plant, wind plant, and nuclear plant. So this is our first prototype. We made it out of cardboard. As you can see here, we have the hexagon shapes, which is saying about the resources we have in our game. First of all, we wanted to do a water dam, which is a clean energy resource, but we changed it forward to be a nuclear plant. And this is our final prototype. We have the full game, functional game. We have the tokens over there, which are in red, which are the plants we can build. We have the resources, which are copper, iron, bricks, and uranium for the nuclear plant. We have our event cards and our two dices over here. And we have the cities, which are we can upgrade our plants to gain more points for the game. And this is our small demo for the game. As we can see here, this is the pollution that my friend was talking about. If it reaches to 5 points, all players will lose. So they have to cooperate with each other to minimize the pollution with having to playing each other against each other to be the most productive company. So that way you can gain points and win the game. And this is our Games for Good projects. Thank you, everyone.
Hi, everyone. I was the coach that taught the Aging in the City studio. So the UN estimates that around 2050, there will be 2.1 billion people in the world that will be age 60 and older. And many of those populations will exist in cities. In fact, 70% of them will be in cities. So when we consider an aging population and what cities have become and can become, oftentimes older people are disenfranchised and taken out of the equation in terms of design and innovation for them. So in this studio, we tasked our students to consider, through a human-centered design lens, 2 user personas, Abu Ra'id and Sami. And they've created different designs and products that aid in their existence, not only now, but in the future. We have Abu Ra'id, who struggles with mobility issues, but wants to be able to make prayer time for Fajr and Isha. So there was a design that aided in him being able to properly read Quran. We have a Parkinson's cup where it aids in Sami's ability to go out in the city and enjoy her coffee ritual with friends and family. And we also have a walking in the city product where it helps Abu Ra'id be able to experience the city and also serve the pain points he has when it comes to going uphill or if there's moisture and sand in the air. So without further ado, I want to introduce our 2 students who will speak on behalf of their own project, Hiam and Amina. Thank you.
Hello everyone, we are Build Guard team. I am Hiam and this is my teammate Amina. First of all, we have got Sami. Sami has got Parkinson's, which means she has memory issues. Sometimes when she comes to take her medicine, she won't be able to open the pill itself, yani. And also she suffers with some things in her fingers. Also, when she comes to drink her water, her hands shake, which sometimes means that she will drop the cup itself and it's gonna break. Okay, so which leads us to the pain points and opportunities. First of all, we noticed that she forgets to take her medicine because of her memory issues, and she wants to be able to be more independent because she wants to teach her grandchildren her traditionals. She is a Palestinian woman, and also she lives with her daughter and with her family. So her daughter all the time needs to give her medicines, and Sami feels a bit weird about that, and she wants to be more independent, and also she won't be able to take all of her medicines with her when she go outside her home because there's too many boxes. Because of that, we got this how we might statement. How might we help Sami get her medicine simply, safely, and on time? First of all, we made this brainstorming because she wants a product that she can take anywhere. So the medicine organizers that are available on the market are all too much big and they are not connected to anything. But our product will have the cup attached to it and will have the bill organizer, timer, and it's gonna have whatever she's gonna need. And she would be more independent. She doesn't need her daughter to give her the medicines. She would be able to take her cup wherever she goes, and her daughter will just need to refill the container 1 time a week. So this is the sketching we have made. This is our first prototype. We have made it with cartoon, and here's the final prototype. So we have got the mechanism that works inside the cup itself. Here we have got our cup and it's connected to an application. In the application, you have got the home page that would have all of her reminders and this kind of things. The second thing, she will have her schedule, and the third thing, her medicines and charts, like she will have her reports, analysis, and the final thing is her profile. All of this is connected to the hospital and the doctor to provide what she needs and to check up usually without her needing to go to the hospital all of the time. And here's the prototype, how the pills will drop inside the cup itself. And with the cup, there is a reminder. There is also lights to shine because her eyesight is really weak. And also it has voice, like it will refresh her mind. Maybe a voice with her daughter's voice that telling her why you are taking this medicine. And also on the screen, it shows what's the name of the medicine and what is the time. And yeah, that's all. Thank you very much. What?
You'll be giving feedback.
Oh yeah, okay. Any feedback? Yeah.
Hello. First of all, congratulations on achieving this in 2 weeks.
Thank you.
It's amazing. With the previous project, I'd say the same. It's great that you're thinking of multiple solutions in one, like you're putting in a light system for a weak vision. I love the idea. One thing to be careful with, especially with medications in the medical field. Hello again, do I have to repeat everything? Okay, so one thing you have to be very careful about going forward is you need to have kind of certified and standardized. You'd always think, as well as the benefits, you'd always think of the risks as well. So imagine it fails at some stage and gives medicine at the wrong time, or it gives multiple. So I'd like you to think in the future of how to mitigate these risks and control them, and have ways to kind of have feedback when these kind of issues arise. That's all, but congratulations.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
My name's Ryan, and I was one of the coaches for the Waste to Wonder studio. So in this studio, our students took on the challenge of reimagining single-use sources of packaging, specifically products that you typically find in a local convenience store, things like snack wrappers and water bottles and coffee cups, things of this nature. And as we all know, these products are often packaged with petroleum-based materials that take centuries to break down and end up in our oceans, in our landfills, and even in our bodies. So to address this problem, our students explored two potential alternatives. One was thinking about how we can repurpose and upcycle materials that we used on a daily basis. So the students kept a journal of their own personal packaging use, and kind of reflecting on how they're consuming. And then the other method and alternative that we explored for the majority of the studio was exploring bioplastics and bio-based materials. These are materials that can naturally decompose and break down in the environment and kind of give back to the earth in a positive way. So we conducted a whole series of labs exploring different bioplastic recipes and formulas and additives, and exploring different properties that we can lend to these materials. And Mohammed, our TA, was an amazing assistant, and he became the bioplastic master, and he was providing such great assistance to our students to reach their desired results. So thank you, Mohammed. So yeah, we explored all these recipes, and then we looked into how we can shape these materials, fold them, texture them, and kind of create really novel packaging ideas. So the studio concluded with a full-scale proof of concept packaging product that was functional and incorporated bio-based materials. We also constructed, as a studio, a full Dukan convenience store wall where we could display our products for sale. Here is a snapshot of a few of the projects. So we had Malak, who was looking into how we could repurpose the grounds of coffee that are spent coffee grounds and upcycle those into new products. So sort of creating a composite material. We had Lamis, Lian, and Jewel, who are looking into innovative and really fun ways to repackage pet food. We had Muna looking into ways we could rethink instant noodle packaging and how we can take advantage of the melting point of bioplastic to incorporate flavor into instant noodles. And we also had Wejdan, who's looking at this really innovative and fun bottle dispenser. And so with that, I will hand it over to our keynote presenters for the studio, Manchu and Karthik, who are presenting their work, Bioseal.
Hi, we're Bioseal. I'm Manjushri.
I'm Karthik.
We noticed that there are almost 78 million tons of plastic waste produced just from food packaging.
And 1 billion food wasted every year.
And we thought we need to find a solution for this. Waste to Wonder at Creative Labs gave us a platform and an opportunity to really figure out, test, and prototype, and we think we found a solution. Bioseal. It is sustainable packaging that speaks freshness. We created a packaging for meat and produce that is completely eco-friendly, just out of cardboard and bioplastics. You can compost it completely once you're done. But the innovative aspect is that it changes color to tell you whether the meat is going bad. I think that this is an amazing solution because we know that this could reduce the amount of plastic pollution that we had for, the food packaging that we use. And we think that could give the consumers a real-time idea of when the meat is going to go bad so we can reduce food waste.
So I'll start with ideation. So first of all, we started with sketches and packaging materials that we can use for this project that we had. So we went to Almira, we saw that there's a lot of vegetables and meat that's packaged in styrofoam, which is really not recyclable at all. And there's plastic wrap on it. So that's the idea. Then we tested it out with different bioplastics like agar-agar, gelatin, and also starch. And this is the prototype that we made. You could see it has a lemon in it. So the outside the wrap is made from bioplastic, which is gelatin, and the base is a starch material, which we layered it and thermoformed it, yes.
We had a lot of fun creating it. For the past 2 weeks, we've been cooking and experimenting, as you can see. We tried different methods of creating our packaging. We tried molding, as you can see with the eggshells, and we tried putting it over the molds and inside. And then we tried layering these different layers together, and then we tried thermoforming. We ended up with layering and thermoforming as our best solution so far, which you can see outside in the science fair later.
Boom. Okay. So this is our diagram. Okay, this is our diagram. So the first layer is the bioplastic wrap. That's gelatin. And in the between, there's meat, of course. And the thin layer you see is basically the pH indicator bioplastic. So that's where the meat or the food is going to be placed. And that's going to tell us it's going bad or not. And the last layer is the starch bioplastic. And here is like a simple cartoon. For example, that's me. I bought beef, okay? Then I forgot to keep it in the fridge. 3 days later, you could see it's going bad, right? And one thing, it's completely biodegradable. I could throw it in the trash and you can completely biodegrade. That's a good part of this because styrofoam cannot be recycled.
We started off quite far from our actual prototype. We were thinking about sandwich packaging and different food packaging. But at the end, we came up with a wonderful tray which has this thin layer of bioplastic, which has a pH indicator. Basically, the pH of food, especially meat, changes when it goes bad. So this will also change color to tell you that it's going bad.
So we tested it out. So you could see the purple color is the red cabbage pigment, which is the pH indicator. Then we added liquids that has a different pH. For example, we had basic liquid. Then it changed from purple to a greenish yellow color. So purple, good. Green, bad. That's it. Right. Are you going to talk about future?
Right now, obviously, we've created a very basic prototype, but if we had the ideal situation and the expertise, we could probably create a very sturdy bioplastic. We could add wax layers so the water or the juices of the meat don't affect the packaging. And we could probably create a more sensitive and a more drastic change in color of the pH indicator later on.
Ta-da. Done. So that's it.
Thank you very much. It looks like you really thought about the process and you went through different iterations to understand how you can make the product work. I highly commend you on the effort. It's nice to see that most of the packaging all of the packaging can be composted. But I was wondering, maybe there needs to be a thought of some different meats need spoil faster than others and how to...
that is something especially because the pH differs from each meat. Red cabbage is an excellent pH indicator because it has all of the ranges. So it, like the most acidic will turn like pinkish, and then the purple will be neutral, and you have like green, blue. So even the smallest change, you can have like different colors. So say we want to communicate to the consumer, each meat can have a label saying that, oh, green is bad for this particular meat, blue is bad for the other particular meat.
Thank you.
Hi. Any more questions?
Well done.
Thank you. Thank you.
You can see us actually testing it on a sheet of bioplastic outside in the science.
Yeah, check it out, please.
Just one thing for you all. I was looking at your exhibitions outside. They all look great, but to be honest, from the first look, I wouldn't know what everything is. So I just suggest you have a screen out there.
Yes.
Next time when you're exhibiting something, put 1 to 2 sentences saying what's the problem, what you're doing.
Okay, thank you so much.
But otherwise, congratulations, all. Very nice work, and yeah, you should be proud.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
I would also love for you to come and teach some of our older startups how to pitch. Your pitch is incredible.
Thank you so much.
Hi everyone, I'm Mike, and last but not least, we'll be talking about health wearable devices. In health wearable devices, we looked at how wearables, especially integrated with technology, could help us improve our health in terms of monitoring, in terms of support, or in terms of rehabilitation. Throughout the 2 weeks, we looked at technologies such as AI, such as 3D printing, laser cutting, and we built basic prototypes that explain where we want our projects to arrive to at the end. These are proof of concepts. We know that wearables are actually very complicated technologies, especially considering the sizes they need to be. And this is what the students in the studio arrived to. With Neuro, we looked at customizable health devices that that are modular and can change depending on your health needs. They monitor exactly what the health issue that you have requires. With FloraGuide, this was more of a therapeutic reminder for people with dementia that can keep them on top of all of their memory issues without triggering any mental or anxiety attacks. And then finally, I'll let them speak for themselves. ReGrip.
Hello everyone, we are ReGrip, a rehabilitation device for hands. My name is Mohammed Faraja. This is my friend Abdurrahman and Rashid. And Rashid will start it off with the first slide.
Hello everyone. Imagine losing the ability to simply hold a cup, write your name, or even shake someone's hand. For people who have flexor tendon damage, this is a painful reality. These injuries are hard to recover from, often taking around 12 weeks of intensive therapy. Let's not forget that physical therapy is expensive, costing around $10,000 a year. This creates a huge barrier. Many patients either don't have enough money for consistent therapy sessions, or they don't have actual therapists who can fulfill their needs. This results in slower recovery, and this results in weaker grip strength over time, which may potentially result in permanent disability. This is why we created ReGrip, an exoskeleton that helps aid people with these hand injuries faster at the fraction of the price. Let's look at Wael Dahlouh, for example, a famous reporter who has suffered from a severe hand injury. Both he and countless other patients could benefit from ReGrip to improve their grip strength and become more independent. ReGrip is an exoskeleton, as I said before, designed to aid patients recovering from flexor tendon injuries by providing assistive actuation, ergonomic support, and repetitive motion therapy. Furthermore, ReGrip can gather data regarding healing progress. It has adjustable actuation, and it is cheaper than traditional physical therapy.
Thank you, Rashid. Now I'm going to be discussing our initial sketches. So first of all, after detecting the problem, we had a couple different solutions, which we then diverged into two final solutions. As you can see here, we have the soft robotic exoskeleton, and then the other one, which is the hard exoskeleton. We started off with the soft exoskeleton, but then we opted to change it after some research and looking at some precedents. We changed it to a hard exoskeleton. Why is that? Because hard exoskeletons are more concise and more strong for precise movements. Next, now here is the technical parts. We have the mechanical diagram and the electrical diagram. The electrical is basically the brain, and the mechanical is the muscle. So how it works is basically it's a bilateral movement. So by moving the healthy hand, you can control the injured hand accordingly. And how we do that is basically we have flex sensors on the healthy hand, which takes this data into a microcontroller and then transfers it into the other microcontroller through Bluetooth, which then is processed and transferred into the servo motor accordingly to move the hand in a mirror style. And to make this product more to improve the product, we could, instead of having one flex sensor, we could have added, for example, IMUs and EMGs, but due to the time constraints and the limited budget, we had to go with one flex sensor only. And next.
Hi guys, I'm Mohammed Faracha, as you guys remember. So as Abdurrahman here told us about the soft robotics, that was actually our first idea, and we went through the prototyping process. But basically, after research and testing it on our hands, it was not a viable solution, as we wanted a more controlled movement, not just a full power and no power. So even when deciding to go for a more mechanical design, there are many variables that go through. So this was our first design, which was a simple linkage, but it offered barely any support, and that is not what we're looking for. For the second one, it was actually an overcomplicated mechanism, which ended up not working as it had way too many variables and too many joints. So as you saw from the past slide, this is our final design for the exoskeleton. It's a simple design, and it has barely any linkages, barely any joints, as many as it needs, not more than that. So as here we can see the video of it actually working. Yes, as we can see here, that's the hand, that's the normal hand, and this is the hand that mirrors it. Using Arduino's IMU sensors and flexor sensors, as you move the finger over there, the movement copies over here. And you can actually see this in person outside at our booth. We're really excited to tell you more about this and answer any of your questions. And these are some pictures if you want a closer look. We have gears, servo motors, and other technologies. Yes, thank you.
Any questions?
Great work. Yeah, very creative. I wanted to ask you a question. So now you replicate the movement of the healthy hand into the injured hand. My question is, did you think also probably automate it? Let the physician or physical therapist decide what movement does the patient need and then automate it?
Yeah, so in the future, we were looking to make it into an app. So basically, for example, the therapist could put the movement in the app, and then it could replicate it accordingly through Wi-Fi. And another thing that we thought of is maybe we can have different movements. So basically, with the other healthy hand, you can do a movement, and then it can repeat it through reps and stuff. So you can, instead of having to repeat every single time, you can do it once and then it will repeat accordingly.
That's amazing. Congratulations.
And I would like to add that we also thought of variable power. So as the person recovers, the power of the motors actually slows down. So the person is more in control of his movements and can actually feel the rehabilitation happening in real time.
Amazing. You really thought through it. Congratulations.
So again, thank you everyone for coming in, and thank you students. And you already know that this is just the beginning. You have taken the first step in your entrepreneurial career of being a student, of being a scientist and innovator. an entrepreneur, a founder, and QSTP is your place with the lane of programs that we have. You've already gone through a full tour in QSTP on how you can move forward and continue with what you have started in Creative Labs, or if you want to learn more and explore yourself more, we still have the lane of programs like the internship, the fellowship, the boot camps for you to engage and learn more. Your major is not the definition of you. Your mindset and the passion that you have is the definition of you. I'm a pharmacist that runs entrepreneurial programs. So being a pharmacist just equipped me in building a startup. But the mindset that I have, the passion that I have, equipped me to bring you all here, to bring the programs that we build at QSTP here. And before we move on to the exhibition, another round of applause and thank you to everyone in QSTP that has supported Creative Labs to come to light. And of course, the NuVu team, thank you, including the NuVu team, Mike, Nadine, Ryan, Dina, and Kate, that I don't want to forget. You've done an amazing job. Students, you have done an amazing job. And we welcome you always back again to QSTP. You can move outside to the studio and you can go to any project directly.